Welcome everyone to the Real California Pizza Contest, brought to you by Real California Milk. What a day we've had in the beautiful kitchens of CIA Copia in Napa. We want to thank our 8 chef finalists who have been doing what they do best, crafting delicious, innovative pizzas, showcasing cheeses made with milk from our California dairy farm families. And we'd also like to thank our judges, who've had the tough job of tasting through the incredible entries to choose the top pizzas in 2 categories. Protein, which combines California cheeses with various meats and fish, and produce, which showcases California cheeses with fruits and vegetables. Hello, my name is Leslie Sabraco, and for the past 20 years, I've been the host of an Emmy-winning, award-winning restaurant show and a national travel show, both on PBS. I'm so honored to be part of this incredible culinary event. We're here today to not only celebrate pizza, but also our favorite pizza toppings, the cheeses and dairy products made in California, the nation's #1 dairy state. These products, which carry the Real California Milk seal, represent the legacy of the Golden State's dairy farming tradition. On behalf of our sponsor, the California Milk Advisory Board, we're proud to host these incredible pizza chefs. Now, there is a lot at stake today for our chefs: national recognition, bragging rights, of course, and also cash rewards. Real California Milk is awarding $7,500 to each of the 2 category winners. In addition, this afternoon, the chefs will pair up for a special 3-cheese pizza competition featuring California's awesome mozzarella and artisan cow's milk cheeses. The winning chef team will share the $7,500 grand prize for their cheese pizza creation. Now, before announcing 2 winning category chefs and pizza creations, we want to first hear from our esteemed judges to get their insight on the pizzas they've been evaluating today. Our judges, who share a passion for California dairy and a love of pizza, are quite a distinguished group. Pizza chefs, past pizza champions, and owners of award-winning restaurants. Now let's have a nice round of applause for Tony Gemignani, Glenn Tobolsky, and our 2023 Real California Pizza Champion, Bill Crawford. Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great.
All right.
Full.
All right, how was today? I'm gonna start off with you, Tony. Overall impressions of the 8 pizzas that you've tried today.
Some of the most amazing pizzas I've had in competition, and I've been a judge for a very long time. So let's congratulate all the competitors.
That's
it's
a
not
big
easy.
statement.
We've had Tavern, New York, we had Roman, we had classic American style pizzas. So when you look at the California cheeses that were used or utilized, a lot of them blended, like married perfectly together. There were a couple, though, pizzas that I had. I think there was a little more salt or acidity that I was looking for. Only a couple. There may have been 1 or 2 pizzas that I'm like, just a little more cheese, a little more California cheese. But we're judges. We're super critical. Yeah. You're looking at A players right here, and everybody wants to do their best. The crumb structures were great. Some of the bakes that we saw today were some of the best bakes that we've ever seen in competition. So have to congratulate you. Everyone did a fantastic job, and it was very hard to judge. So.
All right, that's high praise from Tony. Glenn, now and Glenn, you've been with us since this contest kicked off in 2019, all right? That's a long time. Does that mean you're old or we're old?
It means I'm really fortunate to be called back every year, which I really appreciate.
So what did you think about today's pizzas?
Adding to Tony's comments, one of the things, you're in a different environment, you're using different equipment, and that's a big factor, and that did factor in on some of the bakes today, no doubt about it. But like Tony said, we're judging, we need to be critical, you're all professionals, clearly in your own rights, and so we look at that, and a lot of deconstruction on those pizzas to taste the different elements and layering of the flavor profiles. And another thing that Tony had mentioned, and we all kind of looked at each other at the same time and kind of said acid and salt. Acid and salt, people, go a long way with your layering of your flavor profiles. making sure that you have a good balance with those. And we saw a lot of that today. Some of the, like, certain portions of the pizzas were just drop dead awesome. And there were a few that really came all the way through. But we do think about that as contestants. We want you to know we do think about the variables, where you're baking, and the pressures that you have. But overall, I think it was a great showing. I think everybody really did the best that they could, and every single pizza had phenomenal elements to each and every one of those. So overall, I think it was fantastic. It's going to be fun to see who comes away with the winner.
All right, and Bill, as a former contestant and winner, how was it being on the other side of the table, judging the pizzas?
Well, it was actually, a little bit harder for me because I wanted to be in the kitchen with you guys. I want to see what's going on. I want to get my hands into it. And so patiently waiting for the pizzas to come out was a little bit of a challenge, but luckily I had these two really great guys here to build me up and make me feel, like I belonged. My impression of the pizza was I loved the passion, I loved the creativity, and there were a variety of uses of the cheese that I thought were fantastic. Some of them had this really nice creaminess to them that also blended maybe with a little bit of heat. That was all great. And as these two both mentioned, there were something great about every one of them, something really noteworthy and positive and good. And then a couple of them did shine above the others. But I think even those that maybe didn't have that full thing, only missed one or two elements. It was a really nice competition. I was really grateful to be able to be a part of it.
Well, and you touched on the use of real California cheese, right? Let's talk about that. How did they showcase the cheese or the dairy product?
There was a lot of variety in that, right? Some of them had a nice ricotta or a creamy cheese underneath with a cheddar or a spicy cheese in it. I felt like there was also some that were put on afterwards. So like a base cheese baked in, a garnish added to it afterwards, all created some really nice combinations for us.
And again, with we really want the California cheese, California dairy products to shine. That's the star of the show for sure. I think there was a lot of great layering of those cheeses, sometimes a little bit too much. But again, the creams that were used, everybody on their recipes, which I really appreciated, pointed out their cheeses and the California dairy products that they used. That is a category that we judge alone. So that tells me that you are all looking at the rules and the regs while you're putting in your ideas for your pizzas. And again, all we see is a recipe. We don't see a face, we don't see a town, we don't see anything else but a recipe. So when we're judging that recipe and seeing the picture, that's what we go off of. So even that first part of the contest, you guys haven't even been chosen yet, ladies and gentlemen, have not even been chosen yet, and you're already being judged on that. So again, I think it was a great showing, especially for the California dairy products, which is why we're all here. Super grateful for the California Milk Advisory Board and everybody that does so much work. Everybody that does so much work. I mean, these teams have been here for a long time, the AV teams too.
And you can applaud. That's
Yeah,
good.
this is, yeah. Yeah. The Food Connector group, really, Matt, really, all of you really focus on the mission at hand. And that's the key. Focus on the mission. And the mission is California Dairy. So that really shined through all 8 pizzas.
And you
no
agree,
doubt.
Tony?
Yeah, I think Bill and Glenn nailed it. When I looked at the recipes, I think the least amount of cheese used were 2 California cheeses, and then the highest amount was 5. It was funny on the 5, or some of the higher amounts, 4 or 5, the ones that used 2 will actually almost outshine the one that had 4 or 5, which was interesting. Sometimes ingredients can be overpowering. Each bite should take you through a journey, and that dough is always that foundation, and then you have your cheese and your ingredients and sauce and things like that. So when I'm looking at biting into a pizza, I just don't want it to be too much cheese, and I don't want it to be too much onions or too many bell peppers or whatever. So I think everyone did a great job. Like on maybe a couple pizzas, was I searching for a little bit more cheese? Yeah. And then on a couple pizzas, I was like, they may use too much. And California cheese competition, can there be too much cheese?
Right.
There can a little bit because it's all about the quality. It's about the quality, not the quantity. And you have to understand that if you're a chef, you're a pizza maker, you understand how balance is so important to an award-winning pizza. It's all about the quality ingredients, and we all know that California cheese is such a high quality, and a little goes a long way. So I think that's very important to understand when you're competing.
All right, thank you, judges. Just stay there. We're going to get back to you. We are now ready to announce the winners of the 6th annual Real California Pizza Contest and to present checks for $7,500. Woo! So, I would like to introduce John Talbot, the CEO of the California Milk Advisory Board. Come on up, John. Say a few words.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. And on behalf of the 1,100 dairy farm families here in California, I want to thank you all for participating in this year's contest. This is always one of the highlights of the year for us, to get out, to meet you, to taste your great work, and to enjoy your background and your stories. I think this morning the chef stories were just all phenomenal. And we get so much out of that. And I think there's a lot of similarities between our dairy farmers and what you guys all live, the passion you have for what you do, the determination and the dedication to your craft, and just coming up with all these great new ideas. And that's really the key to this. It's the new. There's an energy that is all surrounding what new ideas are out there. And you guys are representing that right now and bringing out all these new ideas and revitalizing the category and the industry. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, John. All right. Now we are going to start with the protein category, which showcased California cheeses along with meat and fish toppings. And we have to thank the 4 chefs competing in this category. Please, when I say your name and describe your pizza, come on up, and you want them up here, right? You want them up here on this side of me? Okay, I'll move over. And come on up and stand when I read your name. All right, first protein. Anybody want to give me a drum roll? All right. Protein, Jose Valverde from Millbrae, California, for the stuffed crust. Come on up, Cali Asada. This pizza starts with the foundation of Real California Queso Fresco stuffed crust, which is topped with melted California mozzarella, more queso fresco, and a healthy serving of grilled carne asada on top. It's finished with garden fresh cilantro, tomatoes, corn, and jalapenos for a big flavor profile. All right, woo! Now, Leith Lizer Miller, come on up from Sebastopol, California. And her pizza was a little chili verde and a lot of cheese. And this is an airy sourdough crust pizza covered in slow roasted pork, including slow roasted pork cooked in a chile verde sauce, very important. There are 6 cheese toppings to include Real California fresh mozzarella, ricotta, cotija, and aged Parmesan-style cheese, and a bit of California creme fraiche. Pickled onions and fresh cilantro complete the pizza. All right? Woo. Yes, round of applause. Take your moment in the sun. All right, Jay Falk, come on up or come on down from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for the California Seaside Pizza, which is a Roman-style pizza that has California fresh mozzarella and Asiago cheeses baked right into the crust and to the dough. The foundation is topped with seared ahi tuna, an avocado spread, and a drizzle of Real California blue cheese-based cream sauce. As a final touch, the chef added roasted serrano peppers and fresh arugula. Woo, sounds delicious. All right, Eddie Stileski, where are ya? Get on up here. All right, Eddie Stileski from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as well for the Rose Bowl. This pizza kicks off with a crunchy, cheesy frico edges on a thin tavern-style cornmeal crust. It's topped with mild giardiniera vegetables, handmade Calabrian sausage, and pepperoni roses. The cheeses include Real California mozzarella, provolone, white cheddar, and dry jack. The pizza is finished with a sprinkle of pickled Juanita peppers and a basil pesto drizzle. Those are our 4 protein pizza chefs. All right. Now I'm going to hand it off to Maureen Lamothe. Where's Maureen? Come on up. And she will present our first award. Maureen and her husband farm in Waterford and are a part of a 100-year-old dairy tradition. All right. Yeah. And she also serves on the board of directors for the CMAB. And I think I'm going to grab this microphone back here and hand it to you, Maureen. And I will make exit stage left. All right.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is my first time attending this. It's really been amazing. So I'm happy to be here to see and taste how creatively you have represented these cheeses made with milk from farms like mine. We appreciate the hard work from the chefs to bring what we produce on the farm to the table for consumers to enjoy. Now, without further ado, on behalf of the California Milk Advisory Board and our California dairy farm families, the winner of the protein category who will receive this trophy and $7,500 from Real California Milk is Eddie Stileski of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I love it. All right, photo op right there, photo op. All right, Eddie, now tell us how you feel. Are you going to Disneyland? Got it. Grab that mic. Sorry.
This one?
All right, we're going to ask that question again, Eddie,
Is
now
it
that
on?
we can hear you.
Well,
How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm so happy. I'm just so honored to be a part of this competition. I've entered so many years, and I was so excited whenever I got the email. I opened my email, and I like, oh, here comes another rejection letter from these guys. And I kept reading, and I'm like, oh my God. And I had to tell my wife, and I said, I'm going to California to this competition. She's like, no way, no way. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy to have made you all the pizza that I made today. It's very special to me. But my daughter obviously is going to college, so she's going to get the $7,500 that we have. So we can definitely use the money for her education. So, but I'm just grateful for everybody's support and just being here to support me in everything that I do. And also, I'd like to thank my wife and my daughter. I mean, without them supporting me through this, it was, to get to this point, I can't believe where pizza has taken me. Obviously here and winning also in Vegas a couple of years ago, it just makes me real proud and happy. And I'm just very
That's
thankful.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Eddie. All right, I'd like to ask the judges, what was it about Eddie's pizza that made it so special, judges?
Well, Eddie made a tavern pizza, and it was just about perfectly executed. Crispy, baked well, bottom was great. It was a beautiful pie. I mean, he had roses that looked beautiful, but it all married together. That pesto finish was nice, the peppadews, that balance, that 3 to 4 different flavor profiles without it being overtopped. It was just right. It was a winner, and you did awesome, man. Very proud of you. Thanks.
We all know you love Tony's Tavern by now. His book, his tavern, No, you know what? Tony hit the nail on the head. The execution of, and again, it's an execution of every single component of that pizza that made that pizza the winning pizza. It's not just one thing. For me, it was the Frico. And of course, Tony said it's a Detroit Frico. So look for that in his next book, because it'll probably be a recipe. Yeah.
It's a bar style.
But but it was just a great combination of stuff. Something new that we didn't see, certainly added a depth of flavor profile to the pizza, and it was solid. When we're judging, we're really not talking or comparing notes. We might ask a couple of questions, especially with the sit-in, every year, and well, no, and because what do I do with this or whatever? But we do talk about it, and we do give our opinions about it. We're all professional enough not to let that influence our opinions, because we disagree on things too. But that pizza was executed darn near perfect. Yeah.
Congratulations, Eddie. It was a great pizza. These guys said it all, so I don't really need to add a lot to it. I'm just really happy for you and proud of you.
All right, congratulations. Everybody give a round of applause to Eddie. All right. And to all the other great chefs who are up on stage. All right, thank you. All the other great chefs. Okay, now we are going to turn. It's all right. Take your moment, Eddie. Take your moment. You're Tony. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to turn to the produce category, which offers 4 pizzas that combine vegetable and fruit toppings with generous amounts of California cheese. Again, we want to thank the chefs who made it to the finals and did a great vegetarian pizza creation. So please join me on stage when I call your name. Okay, Costantino Anazino, where are you? From Millbrae, California, for the Cali Red and Gold. This pizza features locally grown red and gold heirloom tomatoes paired with a portion of creamy whole milk, real California mozzarella, topped with caramelized red and white onions and dollops of California whole milk ricotta for a bit of sweetness. The pizza is finished with California feta and shredded dry jack cheese, bringing a briny, salty flavor to balance the sweetness. All right, next up, Ray Cullison from Kingston, Arizona. For the Mexicali Miracle. This pizza showcases 4 unique real California cow's milk cheese varieties: cotija, Oaxaca, cheddar, and jalapeno cream. All right, cream cheese, actually. The toppings include avocados, tortilla chips, corn, green chilies, and fresh jalapenos, providing an edible representation of the integration between California cuisine and traditional Mexican flavors. Love that. All right, next up, Michael McNean. Where are you, Michael? From Dana Point, California, for his umami mushroom creation. This pizza is deeply flavored. It's a creation with real California smoked mozzarella, stracchino, and tomarashi cheeses, combined with marinated roasted mushrooms, all topped with a creamy onion and garlic sauce. Touches of toasted sesame oil, sesame seeds, chopped green onion, and bonito flakes complete the taste profile. All right, and Doug Delaccio. Where's Doug? Woo! From neighboring La Jolla, California, for the Just Dandy. And this is a dandelion green pizza featuring a basket of spring produce, balanced with the well-rounded flavors of real California fontina, mozzarella, and dry jack cheeses. The Meyer lemon cream adds a brighter note to the bitter yet savory flavor of the dandelion greens. All right, round of applause for these chefs and those creations. Now, I would like to introduce Stephanie Borba to the stage. Come on up, Stephanie. She is another proud California dairy farmer and board member of the CMAB. And you are going to announce the winners of this category. So there you go, my dear. Microphone. Take it away.
Thank you, Leslie. I'm thrilled to be a part of the annual Real California Pizza Contest tradition, my first time as well. I had a chance to try all of these pizzas, and I know that the judges had their work cut out for them. On behalf of the California Milk Marketing Board and our California Dairy Farm families, the winner of the produce category who will receive this trophy and $7,500 from the Real California Milk is Michael Vaknin of Dana Point, California.
I love it. All right, Michael, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm really obsessive and I don't sleep at night, and I just sorry, sorry, but I'm really hard on myself, and to win this is really meaningful. And this is my home state. I'm from here, and I genuinely do look forward to working with the CMAB a lot more, and doing a lot more food in general with them. We have a lot of really cool things in the works down in Southern California that I'm going to include these guys on, and it's going to be the beginning of a very fruitful relationship for sure.
That's fantastic. Music to our ears. All right. Now, before the judges say something, I have to say, Michael, when we talked, everybody introduced their pizza on camera. We talked a little bit about it. I had people walk through how they made their pizza. When you walked through, the precision that you talked about with each step of yours, all I kept thinking was, I will never make this at home. I am just going to go down to his restaurant and eat this. It sounded so amazing. All right. So thoughts, my judges, on Michael's pizza?
Well, Michael's Pizza is, the bake was perfect. There was you could call it Canotto Americano. There's a micro blistering, macro blistering that you try to get when it comes to his style of pizza, and he was able to execute it, the entire pizza. Sometimes, you'll get a side that's great and another side that's not, or a portion of it, and when it sat in front of us, we said, wow, this is a beautiful pizza. So it was beautiful. It tasted amazing. The star ingredient was the cheese, even though it was the mushroom type pizza, you'd call it. The mushroom stood out, but it didn't overwhelm the cheese. Every bite took you through a journey. Just like I said, it had the right amount of salt, it had the right amount of flavor, and you executed it perfectly. It's awesome.
It was a pizza that came across, and I definitely believe in luck, right? Especially when it's backed with sheer talent. And what Tony just said about your micro blistering, that's not easy to do, especially in ovens that you've really never baked in. So your execution was perfect. The balance of the flavors were great. Again, acidity, salt, those are key components to making your food pop, those ingredients pop to the right level where everything, lays on your palate, and you take a bite and it's like, as a judge, that it was like, oh, wow. All of the pizzas had their own components that were phenomenal. But you knocked it out of the park, Michael. Great job, man.
Congratulations, Michael. It was awesome. I think the thing that stood out to me the most was the creaminess of the cheese and the smokiness, so that the mushrooms were a great complement, but this was the pizza in my mind that stood out, where the cheese was actually the star of the pizza, and the crust, I know how proud you are of your crust, and everything went together well, but it all supported the cheese in a way that really made it stand out. So great job and congratulations. Yeah.
All right. And a big congratulations to all of the chefs on the stage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that's it for the 2024 Real California Pizza Contest. I have to thank the incredible chefs, our judges, the Culinary Institute of America, and of course, California's dairy farm families. Now, what a great day and a real celebration of pizza and the tremendous cheeses and dairy products made with sustainably sourced milk from California dairy farms. For more information on all the award-winning pizzas and pizza makers, and to learn more about California cheeses and dairy products, visit realcaliforniamilk.com/foodservice. This is Leslie Sbrocco from the Culinary Institute of America at Copia in Napa, California. On behalf of Real California Milk, thank you for tuning in and see you next year.